Good afternoon, Rotarians. We'll go ahead and get started. Larry, if you'll lead us in the national anthem.
Well, I want to, this is the first day of summer. We try a song that is actually in the book that we used to pass out years ago, so any of you older Rotarians find out who you are. If you remember, in that good old summertime, it was written in 1902. Judy Garland did it in the movie in 1949, and the words are weird. So all of you old people, sing it. Okay? The rest of you look there and you say, Tootsie, whoopsie, what is that? All right, let's try it. In that good old summertime, that good old summertime, strolling down the shady lane with your baby mine, you hold her hand and she holds yours, and that's a very good sign. That she's your Tootsie Wootsie in that good old summertime. Yeah. Now let's do our national anthem. Turn to the flag, please. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now, Peggy Rush will come out and give an invocation.
Let us pray. We are grateful for the year that we had under the guidance of Russell Livesay, and pray for a blessed year ahead under the leadership of Tyler Martin. We thank you for our incoming members and the fact that we share a common connection through Rotary. Thank you for gathering us here to share this special day and this meal. In your name, amen.
No, your peach tree's planted. Peach tree's okay here. It can survive
All right, I'd like to introduce a couple of guests. First, I'd like to start with my wife, Stephanie Martin, guest of the meeting. And then also, we have Katie Garrett, guest of Tricia Griffin. Katie, where are you? There you are. Thank you all for joining us for Rotary today.
This
This is the very first meeting of his presidency that Russell Livesay is not available to attend. And so while we want to thank Russell for his great leadership and the fine, wonderful, successful Rotary year, it is now time to pass the gauntlet to Tyler Martin. So it is my honor to present you with the gavel. I didn't lose it. The Waco Rotary Club Presidential Pin, which I am told came into being about 1930. No one's ever lost it? Congratulations.
Well, if you'll indulge me for a minute, I'd like to say a couple words about being president. I am super excited about being president. A couple of people before we get started that I'd really like to thank. One, and most of these folks aren't here today, which I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, I don't know. But started with Ashley Allison. She really recognized that our club needed to make some changes and adapt. And she initiated a lot of those changes. A lot of them weren't popular changes, but she knew they could be made. And so I appreciate her making those changes, and I appreciate her believing in me and inviting me to join the executive board and kind of guiding me where I am now. And then Russell Livesay. Russell did an amazing job guiding us through those changes. There were some really tough decisions to be made, and he helped to guide our board and guide our club to make those changes that were necessary. And I think they've all turned out to be really good choices. But I also want to thank Russell for friendship. I've known Russell for over 30 years. He's been a friend and a mentor for me for those 30 years, and I greatly appreciate his friendship. Rosemary, thank you for everything you do for our community, not just Rotary, but through the Heart Touches Fair, and I'd take the all-day list, everything that you're involved in. You're an amazing leader in our community, and I'm blessed to know you and be partner with you. And Dana, I don't know where you are. I saw you earlier in Raleigh. There you are. Thank you for stepping up to the plate, taking over as secretary, and I know you're going to be a great president in a couple of years, and I appreciate you doing that. I've only been working with you for a little while now, but greatly enjoyed it, and I look forward to working with you over the next couple of years. Catherine, where are you in the room? I went to pre-pets, the pre-pets meeting that I was required to go to, and was really dreading it, and then had a really great time there. But the thing I learned the most that was stuck with me there was how lucky we are, how fortunate we are to have an executive director. I see all these other clubs, even clubs twice as big as ours, that don't have an executive director, and I don't know how they get it done. We're very fortunate to have an executive director, but we're very lucky to have Catherine. Catherine does an amazing job for us. She has guided me through countless questions, and I don't know if you want to call them therapy sessions or what, but she's guided me through a lot. She's helped me. She stuck with me. She's been patient. She smiles even when I ask really dumb questions. And so I really want to thank her, and I really enjoyed working with her as well. And lastly, I want to thank my beautiful wife. We were high school sweethearts. We started dating when we were 15 at Old Vanguard. She stuck with me through thick and thin, through good times and bad. Not only is she a wonderful wife, but she's an amazing mom. She's a perfect partner to keep me motivated on a daily basis. Thank you for being here to support me, and I love you. I would like to thank all of you as Rotarians. It has been a blessing for me to join this club and to get to know you all, to visit with like-minded folks that enjoy service above self and really put that, not just say it, but put it out there and live it. I hope that I continue to get to know all of y'all on a weekly basis and monthly basis, and on board meetings and service outings and social outings. But that's been the best part of me being a Rotary, but I'll talk about that in a minute. I joined Rotary 5 or 6 years ago when Russell invited me to join. This is not something I normally do. And I thought, okay, I'll try Rotary. Maybe I'll network and get to know some folks. And I came to some meetings. I sat over in the corner like I always do. But what really got me out of my shell was the service. And when I heard the service about self, I thought, yeah, I've heard people say that before. That doesn't really mean much. And then when I started seeing the service that our club does, and seeing the group that that really has a passion for service. That was special for me. Dr. Sawyer, Dr. Morrison, Judge Vic, Carr, Mike Stone, you guys, I've gotten to know each one of y'all because of the service, and that's been very special to me. So my goals for being a president, my main goal is to continue that service above self. How can we introduce more opportunities for service above self? How can we impact our community on a regular basis and make a noticeable impact? And how can we better our club and ourselves and our community through service? So that's my main goal. And then my second goal is to continue the great work that Ashley and Russell have done as providing dynamic speakers. And I know I'm not a great speaker, so I'm going to try to give you guys good speakers that I can just get up and introduce, and they can come up and entertain you. But if you guys have any thoughts, any ideas on who you would like to see as speakers, please feel free to email us or call us or pass those things along. I want to make sure we have great speakers for the next year, so that you guys, we can not only grow our membership and grow our attendance here. I'd love to see us have over 100 members. And for me, what keeps me coming to the meetings are the great speakers. So hopefully great speakers will help continue to give us a good attendance. Lastly, I look forward to sharing Rotary with our next generation. We have a great group of kids coming up, a great group of leaders coming up, and a great community coming up through Waco, which is growing in leaps and bounds. And I look forward to sharing what Rotary stands for, what Rotary stands with, to that next generation, and passing that leadership along to them. And I hope that you all will join me with that. All right, that's all I have to say about being president. I am super excited. I think the next year is going to be amazing. We have an amazing board set forth. A lot of folks that really want to make an impact and that want to be relevant, want to be available, which I think is a big thing for a board member. So I look forward to that. And kind of along the line of bringing in a new leader, a new president, I kind of wanted to highlight some of our new members. We've had a great group of members come through over the last year. Going to pets and hearing of clubs that are losing membership, and to know that we are gaining membership and not just desperately grasping for membership, but gaining really great community leaders has been amazing for me. That's been fun to see. And we've had a couple classes come through this year, and so I wanted to recognize a couple and introduce a couple to y'all. First, we have Kurt Stonerock. He is transferred from the Temple Rotary Club. Kirk, are you here? There you are. All right, come on up, Kirk. I want to say a couple things about you, and I'd like for you to say something as well. Kirk is a senior vice president and relationship manager with Cadence Bank in Woodway. He is a native of Ohio. We're sure glad he got to Texas as soon as he could. He holds a BA from the University of Toledo and an MBA from the University of Southern Indiana. Kirk transferred to us from the Rotary Club at Temple, and he first joined Rotary in 2016 with the Rotary Club of Sylvania, Ohio. So we probably joined Rotary about the same time. Very cool. He's married to Eugenia Stonerock, and they have two children, Aubrey and Chloe. And Kirk is an active in his church. He enjoys hunting, fishing, hiking, and cycling in his spare time, so he's going to get along just fine with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you to involve you all, and I'm looking forward to involved. Thank you.
All right, next we have a good friend of mine, Jessica Juarez. Jessica, come on up. I met Jessica several years ago. I don't know how many years ago. Golly, it's been a long time ago at the Heart of Texas Fair and Rodeo. Jessica joined our committee, and really right from the get-go had a huge impact on our committee, and has since gone on to join the board of directors, create her own committees, and do a lot of great stuff at the Heart of Texas Fair and Rodeo, among other things. But before I get to her official bio, what I'll tell you is that nobody lives service above self more than Jessica. Jessica dedicates her life and herself to her community, and that's amazing to see. It's been amazing to be part of that. Jessica grew up in Laredo. She graduated from MCC here in Waco. She is a franchise recruiter from Unleashed Brands, and she previously worked for Neighborly. She may want to tell you a little bit more about Unleashed, but what a fun company it is. They have Urban Air and a couple of other companies that are similar to Urban Air, so it's really fun. It's been fun listening to her talk about what they do and how they do it. She's been heavily involved with Heart of Texas Fair and Rodeo, serving as a board director. And she's also on board the Waco Crime Stoppers. She has 2 sons, Isaiah and Ivan, and she has a special interest in local entrepreneurship. Welcome, Jessica.
I want to thank Tyler for nominating me, but I have to give credit to Rosemary because she's the first person who invited me to the meeting. She wanted me to point that out. But I'm just thankful that I was nominated and that I get to join the Rotary. I've always heard of Rotary. In my hometown, at one time there was about 7 Rotary chapters, and I always thought, well, what is it that they do? Why do they meet here every Thursday at 7 a.m.? It was so great getting up that early. But I'm just glad to be here and serve at a different level and a different set of things.
Thank you, Jessica.
Ryan Little, you still here? Come on up, Ryan. Ryan actually joined the club a while back, and we just haven't gotten around to getting him introduced, and I thought today would be a great day to do that. I don't know where I would start or how I would finish on Ryan. Ryan is an amazing guy. Ryan and I met several years ago doing Leadership Waco, and our friendship has continued, and I have greatly appreciated his friendship. Ryan is I hope I have this right, from Clinton County Court of Law No. 3. All right. It is a mouthful. He was appointed to that and has since been, well, you haven't been reelected yet, right? Tell me how that works.
November is the final tally.
Okay. All right. Ryan went to both Baylor for his undergrad and to Baylor Law. He has 4, it is an amazing, really interesting fact, and we were talking about this before the meeting. He has 4 children, all under the age of 9, which is crazy, but fun. I guess that's good. You get it all out there. But they are going to a camp in Colorado, a family camp that he was telling us about. That is really cool. A great family guy. I can tell you that at one of his campaign events, or maybe all of them that I went to, he had all of his family there, and I thought that was really cool. I've never seen that before. To have his kids there and have them involved, I thought that was really special. Ryan has been very involved in this community. He's a board member for the Juvenile Board, Adult Probation, McLennan County Bar Association, Caritas, goes on and on. Another guy that when he says he puts service above self, he means it. So welcome, Ryan.
Well, thank you all for having me. I just wanted to say, I don't think I saw Judge Strother here, but Judge Strother and his wife Phyllis are the ones who kind of prompted me and sponsored me to join, so I appreciate them so much and what all they've done for our community. And kudos to you all for being here and what you do in our community and leadership. You all inspire people like me. I know my generation isn't much for club joining. We don't join many clubs as, I guess I classify as a millennial. And so I know, my generation kind of doesn't join, but I think that's a testament to all of you who pour yourselves out in this community and have really set an example for my generation to follow. So thank you for what you do and continue the good work, and thanks for having me. I look forward to getting to know more. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Cody, Ross, and Evan Clares can come up. Evan's going to introduce Cody.
Thank you, Tyler. It's my pleasure to introduce Cody Ross. He and I work together at Community Bank and Trust, and he'll give you a little background. And some of this I knew, some of it I didn't know. So Cody grew up in Westlake outside of Austin with his mom, dad, and 3 siblings, and a golden retriever. And his years in the hill country were spent hiking the Greenbelt, playing the guitar with his band, tinkering on woodworking projects, and in 2014 moved to Waco to attend Baylor and explore his interest in investing. He graduated magna cum laude with a BBA in finance, and Cody started with us Community Bank and Trust as an investment analyst in 2018. And now he's a trust officer and portfolio manager overseeing this investment selection and analysis. And his outside interests are in investing. Cody enjoys serving with his church, Harris Creek, and playing guitar, fixing up. He's got a great house over on Concord we've been working on, and hunting and hiking. And we're tickled that he's joined us. I can't believe it's been 4 years, and is a fine young man, Cody Ross.
Thank you all for having me. I'm very excited to get to know each of you. A lot of faces that I recognize and a lot of faces I don't recognize. So I'm really excited to get to know each of you. I know Rotary Club's been a big part of some of these folks' lives for a long time. Getting to know people over a lifetime. A lot of friendships, connections, relationships that are formed here. So I look forward to having that. Service has been a big part of my life, and I know it is for many of you. And so I'm excited to get plugged in, whether that's in education or economic development or another area. I look forward to serving alongside you as well. So I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for having me.
All right, next we have Curtis Brand's going to introduce Jackson Kuchera.
My privilege to introduce Jackson Kuchera. He graduated from West High School in 2014, where he played baseball and football for an injury. And then he attended MCC and started Baylor in 2017. After graduated from Baylor in 2017, and after he graduated, he started working with First National Bank of Central Texas, and he's serving there now as a banking officer. And his wife, Katie, played softball at Sam Houston State, and they still enjoy the outdoors adventure with Jackson as well.
I have to be honest, I didn't prepare anything. I found out at 6:30 this morning I had to talk, so I apologize for not having anything prepared. I'm really excited to get to join Rotary and get to know all of you. I'm young, I'm fairly new to that really new area, getting to know people, kind of get out and do things. So I'm excited to get to meet all of you and get to know you and just help serve the community and do anything.
All right, next we're going to have Kat come up and introduce CJ Jackson.
Come on. I'm introducing CJ, but Kathy Davis is who's brought her into the club. And Kathy's gallivanting around the world doing who knows what. So, CJ Jackson is the Assistant Dean of Communications and Marketing. That's a new promotion, it's pretty fancy. Baylor Hancover School of Business. Is it Hancover or Hancover? Either way. Okay. Sorry. So, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Degree from Iowa State and from Baylor. We're going to make from Baylor. And if you, when she gets up here and you start hearing her voice, if you're an NPR head like I am, then you'll recognize because she does the business review, the Rotary series, a radio series distributed to over 200 NPR stations nationwide. Fancy. And let's see, she has 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and does everything. Oh, sews and crafts, and has a cute little kitty because I see it on Facebook. So,
my cute little kitty is named after an ancient Hawaiian tribute weapon. Her name is Newport. Thank you very much. I feel like I've been a member of this club for a little while because I come with Kathy Davis a lot as her guest. And you all have always been very welcoming and kind to me. And the reason I finally joined is because I really would like to get more involved with the Waco community. Most of what I've been doing in my career here in Waco has been work-related and not really community-oriented. So I decided it was time for me to take that plunge. So thank you.
All right, and lastly, we have Diane Sawyer. Dr. Sawyer is going to introduce Susan Kelly.
It's my privilege to introduce Judge Susan Kelly. She's a fifth-generation Texan who was raised in the Ozarks and came back to Texas to attend Baylor University in 1980, and then Baylor University Law School. She's been a prosecutor for 6 years and has been practicing law since graduation. She is currently a judge of the 5th District and is taking time out from the jury trial today to speak here. She has one son that I was privileged to deliver and she's been very active in the community. She is part of the Waco Civic Theater, Art Center, Chamber, Fuzzy Friend, Historic Waco Foundation, and many others. Susan's father was a Rotarian, and she was proud to accept it. I am.
Dr. Sawyer, I have to keep her near me at all times because you never know. But I am, well, first of all, I didn't know I was going to have to give a speech, so there's that. And I've just admonished my Venara panel, just jury panel, big panel, that we all have the right to remain silent. So I started to do that, but I thought maybe that wasn't actually very nice. But I have been in this community a long time. I've been very active. I love Waco. I love Rotary, and this is just really cool to get the opportunity now to be in this organization with all of you, most of you I know, and also get to be a judge at our 54th District Court. So what an honor for me just to keep moving and being involved and doing new things and embracing new adventures. I want to tell you one really quick story just because you didn't tell me, Kat, where is she? She's hiding. She didn't tell me how to give a speech. So I was thinking about one of my first memories of Rotary. Growing up in the Ozarks, my daddy was a Rotarian, and let me tell you, whenever we visit, we someplace, he would go to Rotary. But you don't know those people, Daddy, but he had this affiliation. So whenever we'd go and drive in those little towns with a lot of road trips, we'd see the Rotary sign. Well, one year when I was in high school, he was president of our little local Rotary in Bolivar, Missouri. And so I will never forget, the big thing for him to introduce the family was the Rotary Christmas party. It was a big deal. We had to look nice. He was a Baptist preacher, so we always had to be dressed appropriately. And Mother bought me one of these, I don't know, some of you girls around my age, they had these things back then called gunny sack dresses. So they were sort of old-fashioned, but still, you know, really feminine and cool, and had a scoop neck. And when I got there, because I was the president's daughter, they pinned this big corsage on me that was backed with cedar. So we didn't know anything about cedar in its effect. And as this is my daughter Susan, these big welts started just coming up. And my father was like, what is happening to her? We've got to get her out of here. We did not know what it was. And then, as Dr. Sawyer, she may or may not remember, but I'm highly allergic to cedar, and we've got a lot of it here in Texas, so I take a lot of antihistamines and keep my EpiPen ready. But that's one thing I remember about Rotary. I'm sure Daddy did not lose his pen. He wasn't like me, absent-minded. But anyway, so please don't pin any cedar backing corsages, and I'll be happy to be here. Thank y'all.
Well, I hope y'all are as excited as I am about these new members, so we continue to get new members. And I know it's the service that gets us the new members, and when we get out and show that service of self, that really shines through. But talking about membership, kind of want to do something fun here. It's fun to recognize our new members, but I want to recognize our folks that have been members for a a while. So if you've been a member for 5 years or less, please stand up. All right? Y'all can sit down. If you've been a member for 10 years, 5 to 10 years, please stand up. All right, quite a few of you. How about, let's say 10 to 20 years? Wow, look at that. Okay. How about 20 to 30 years? Anybody's been a member for 20 to 30 years, Evan? Wow, look at that. Okay, how about 30 to 40 years? Do we have anybody that's been a member here over 40 years? I know we have some that are just not here today. How special is that?
Day down somewhere.
Is he here? That is very fun for me. I took a picture with Dr. Dow a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, and to hear what he has done for our club and how long he's been a member, and to see you guys that have been a member for so long, that's special. As a young guy, I don't look at something 30, 40 years out, and I know our next generation doesn't. And I hope that we will consider that. I think that I'm a lifetime Rotarian, and I hope that our new members feel the same way. All right, one last thing I want to ask of you before we're going to end a little early today. We're going to end early on purpose. What I would ask of you, since we have so many new members here, if you new members will kind of spread out, and all you old members that have been around for a long time and know each other so well, if y'all will spread out and visit with our new members, let them know why you're a member of Rotary, what service above self means to you, or why you stay in Rotary, and let's let them feel welcome and understand why we're Rotarians. I want to re-welcome our guests, my wife, Stephanie Martin, and old friend, Katie Garrett, a long time ago. Thank y'all for coming joining us today. A couple of quick announcements. Our next meeting, our July 5th meeting, we will not have a meeting. The Baylor Club is closed on July 5th. So instead of having a meeting here during the day, we're going to have a social on July 5th at Slow Rise Pizza House down here on the river. I don't know if you guys know Brett Schwartz. He's done some amazing things here in Waco. He used to have a couple of the Shipley's restaurants. He opened up the Slow Rise Pizza House out in Woodway and has done amazing things with that. And he's taken over the old, what was Manny's, and before that it was Miller Family Steakhouse. A couple of different steakhouses. But he's taken over that and done it. If you haven't been, you guys need to go. Hopefully you'll go before our July 5th meeting. But if not, come down July 5th. We'll send out an email. We're going to have pizza and drinks. Bring your family, bring your friends. I'd really like to see us have a great turnout because that's a great venue. And it's a way for us to celebrate membership, what we're going to be celebrating that night. So come on out July 5th, and we'll send you more info on that over the next week or two. And then lastly, we'll close it with a 4-way test. If everybody will stand up. These are the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Very wrong, sir. Rotary's joined.
One page road.